force of your bond. A power like life itself, unseen for generations. A dyad in the force.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of DYAD in the Force 264. The one about Maul Lord Shadow Kid of... today's episode is a very special episode. It is an episode that will be on roller skates and rocket boosters because Choco is not feeling well. So he needs his rest. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everyone. How is everyone doing? How are you doing, Choco?
I'm doing good. My back is out, and that sucks.
So explain to me how that happens, or what does that entail? Because that's not something I'm familiar with.
I was trying to figure out how it happened, and I think I did figure it out. So the other night, Bree messages me and she's like, "Hey, can you bring the wagon downstairs? We live in an apartment complex." She had gone grocery shopping, and I was, going to help bring some stuff up. It turns out there was like a sale on canned goods, and we bought like a crap ton of canned beans, and then she put all of them in one box.
Wow.
And I didn't know. And so I left this box that was like the weight and the distribution of the weight, it was just the worst thing ever. But I was like, oh, whatever, I muscled through it, whatever. And I didn't have a warning either. So there's also these little girls in our apartment complex that absolutely love Suki. They love both of our pets. And so when she comes home from shopping, I bring our wagon out. I'll bring Suki with us sometimes. And the girls were inside, so I was like, oh, perfect timing. So I bring Suki. I let Thane out too. And I set up the wagon, we start to come out, and then the girls come outside. And then they see Suki, and then they pet her a little bit, and then she's like, I'm done. She runs back upstairs and is like back by her door. And then the girls chase her up there, and I was like, oh man, well, I'm not going back up there. So I go back to the car. I was like, you should go and make sure they're not torturing Suki by her door. So I didn't have any prep for what I was going to be picking up. Anyways, it hurt a little bit the next day, and then yesterday I called out from work so I could lie on my back, and I'm still a little messed up today. I say a little messed up,
but a lot.
Alcohol helps.
Back pain is definitely really, really bad. Lifting in general is really, really bad. Not lifting weights, but so my parents are constant gardeners, and so lifting 50-pound bags of Quickcrete is not the best thing to do every time. So what I hate the most, or more than that, is when the weight is so off balance that some of it is about to fall, and so you're trying to hold the weight and also maneuver yourself to be,
and that's when you get hurt. Yeah.
So that's rough. So we'll keep things short. We will be taking live calls all throughout this episode, just so we can get, so we can hype up the conversation around what we're talking about today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We have X-Core Gamer Skills who says, he'll yap. Okay, well, click the link and join up. Harris says something. Kenny says, I find it funny that the voice of the cop is Death. That's a reference to Death in another show. I think Choco should know.
Oh, wait a second. Is he deaf in the Netflix? What's it called? Death in Yeah. It's yes I know. I'm just trying to remember because I did look it up while we were watching it.
Is the live call-in page broken? 1 second.
Beady little eyes.
Oh, you know what? I think I know what the problem is. Give me 1 moment.
Okay, Nemo, why do you have to spell it like that? I don't know why it makes it so much worse.
My man's 50 Thunderer said the Empire Strikes Choco's back.
Pretty
Rough.
much.
So this is a problem with my host where I have to at least have a directory called that for it to work, and lo and behold, I don't have one. So let me recreate it real quick, and it should be working now. The link, I mean, that I have in chat for you guys, it should work now, which is an odd thing to have to do.
It's working.
So the live page is not broken now. You can click the link if you wanna call in. Let's see here. 50 Thunder says Red 28 standing by. Gage says the Lord of Shadows himself.
Me? Is that a black joke?
Fidia says hope you feel better soon. I have sciatica, so I know how bad back pain can be.
Yeah, because there's just no way to be. You know what I mean? Like, other pain, you're like, with back pain, you're like, okay, well, if I lay exactly like this, it feels great. And then you're like, oh man, I have to pee.
Gosh. You know, it's the most benign thing in the world, but I really hate the feeling of having to pee. Like, when it lingers in the background, it's fine, but like when you're like locked in on something and then it starts to get aggressive, you're like, God damn it. Like, come on.
Okay, chat. This is an exclusive. This is proof that as a pro gamer, Pep has a Gatorade bottle near his chair.
I don't.
That
I
way
have a flask.
you can stay locked in.
Gage says, not a black joke, Choco. I meant Maul.
All right. Either way is fine. I get this from my wife all the time.
All right, we have our first guest.
We're laying there in the middle of the night. She's like, "Who said that?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on, man."
Our first guest
Hey,
is X-Core.
how have you been, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
There we go.
How you doing?
You know,
Looking
hold
dapper?
on a second. I gotta mute YouTube here for a second.
That is best
There we go.
practice.
Oh man, you know, life's been life, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I do miss the days when none of us had to work because we were all. had
You know,
COVID.
it's crazy. Like
hang out.
COVID ended, and then like basically my dad passed. COVID ended. I got a job. I traveled for 9 months. And then I worked 12-hour shifts. I got promoted to manager. I moved. My wife went back to school. Just got her BCBA. I got another new job. Like, it's been a little crazy the past 3.5, 4 years.
That's cool. I mean, that sounds like a lot of forward progress.
It's been a lot of stuff in the last 4 years, and it's just like one of the things I've been doing I can't do right now. So
Yeah.
Wow. I think the flycatcher died just now. Sorry.
Now, Harith says, apologies, X-Core, is it me, or is your beard more gray?
Oh, bro, like yeah.
I would have stopped at your beard is just more. It's just more beard.
Oh yeah, I mean I haven't trimmed it since
It's approaching Grand Elf.
yeah, I mean I'm going for wizard, so I mean it's almost there.
If you told me I shall not pass, I would not pass. That's how good it is.
Appreciate it.
Herod says, I had a compressed disc for 6 months and I had to actively work through it in 2 rounds of therapy.
Ooh.
Rough, indeed.
Yeah, so I don't have any reason to complain. All right.
That's better.
No taken.
Shout out to Darth Angel for the likes, always repping us on the TikTok side. So yeah, today's episode, it's Lex. We do want to talk about Maul Shadow Lord. That's why we're taking calls all throughout. So we're just gonna fast forward through this. We'll go to the doobie section. Take that as you will. It doesn't mean anything literal, but feel free to light up or blaze up. So X-Core, what would you like to talk about? You want to talk about Maul? You want to talk about something else?
We can talk about Maul. I mean, I haven't talked Star Wars with friends and geez, I can't remember the last time.
All right, well, it's time to catch up. I mean, we can go back, get some Andor. We can get some everything.
Andor was just one of the best shows ever on television. Not Star Wars. I mean, just one of the best shows ever made. Yeah. I was obviously blown away by that. I'm really enjoying Maul so far. I'm really digging the film noir vibe it's got going on. I was really impressed with the first couple episodes. I'm interested to see where they take this and watching Turtle Man with his stick.
No, I like you bring up the film noir aspect of it because it's not what I was anticipating as far as a tone. You know what I mean? I am pleasantly surprised. I was assuming the tone was going to be like lightsaber go burr. You know what I mean?
Totally. The trailer is all the action scenes, and then you actually get the show, and you're like, oh. And even the I call it the cinematography, and it really looks like it's intentionally. It's one of the most intentional things that I think they've done animated wise.
Yeah.
In terms of how it's shot and how the scenes are set up.
The action, there's still a lot of action though.
Absolutely.
We got a Maul-way scene.
Yes, the Maul way scene, and then with that shot, even at the end of it, where it as soon as he lets the dude fall, they flip to the outside of the ship. I mean, that's
Herod says you can feel a Dark Knight inspiration during these first 2 episodes. I don't know if I felt it, but I guess it's been too long for me to reference anything Dark Knight related, to be honest.
I mean that's true. I haven't rewatched those films. Guys,
I started content creation in 2019. That's forever ago. Isn't that when Dark Knight came out?
No, Dark Knight came out what 20?
Batman Begins is old.
Yeah, no, but they came out Amazing Spider-Man time period.
Yep.
2000s?
Yeah. It's 2008 or 2010.
I don't know. I feel like 2019 was 20 years ago.
Feels like it sometimes.
I just saw a video of a mutual talking about how superhero comics and Star Wars hasn't gotten political. It's just that it's hitting more closer to home, and I was like, no, these things aren't hitting close to home. Our home is straying into absurdity that it has become a comic book. Honestly, we used to look at these comic books and be like, oh man, fighting Nazis and evil robots, that's, I mean, the parallels are there, but then nowadays we can just, hey, this is happening on the street and it kind of mirrors the comic. So
it's a little wild.
Yeah, no, it's because I had the same thought until I realized that Saturday Night Live is more tame than the reality they're parodying. So yeah, I don't know where to go from there.
All right, let's bring in our next caller or our next guest. That's the Lord of Shadow right there.
Oh.
How's it going, guys? Nemo?
Yeah, can y'all hear me? Check. Is this thing on?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, just making sure. We had some issues. I was fixing my stuff, but how we going so far? Can we talk about our new Lord and Savior Spybot?
But how we going so far? We talk about our new Lord and Savior.
Yeah, Dylan, you might have to mute. Spybot has all of the personality, and he's the droid that speaks English without you knowing it, and you always know what he says, but he doesn't really say anything.
Yeah.
He reminds me of like the satellite Decepticons from
Revenge of the Fallen.
yeah.
He's got the conical hat, like Embo look going for him
the
too.
shape.
Yeah.
He's like part probe droid, but also like part chopper, and I think that's what sells him very well. And he's also David W. Collins, so I've been looking forward to this character for the longest time as soon as that was announced. So
he was Proxy, wasn't he?
Yep, because so Sam and David Collins are back as the lightsaber wielder and droid duo again.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they've never strayed far away. They've always
they've always been that close.
Part and parcel. So. Yeah.
Yep, so now we just have official confirmation that Maul is a cat guy and Spybot is 100% a cat droid, so there you go.
There you go. Lord Bloodsith is on the TikTok side. He's saying, so nice to see George's vision realized finally. We have yet to see if it's actually fully realized, but this is certainly pointing to a direction that might see it realized. We will be, we can talk about it right now, how much of Devin is, turning out to be at least a transplant or a stand-in for a Talon or a Maul apprentice. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Well, given the new little video they put out, she's getting some training. There's going to be some confrontation, so I think we are getting a version of that, but it's not going to be like the Legends version, and it's not going to be what George had wanted, but we're going to be getting something similar to that. I am hoping, at the very least, she's going to stick around, because he doesn't keep his apprentices very long, so we'll see how that goes.
I mean, that wasn't necessarily his fault, either.
There was a whole fight with Sidious,
which is never a good idea.
Even later on in the timeline, when he tries again, he's not very successful. So,
he keeps on trying to recruit the most either. So we have like Savage, who was kind of just like forced into this cause by Talzin, and then Ezra, who's just kind of trying to figure things out. Essentially.
He also did try to recruit Ahsoka a little bit there as well, so I think if he trained someone from a baby instead of trying to steal someone else's apprentice, he might have a better luck at that, but I don't think you want to give your baby to Satan at the very least either.
Well, I think it's interesting though, because we're kind of in a situation where, at this point in time, Maul is obviously a Darksider. That's all he knows. That's all he's ever gonna know. But he's not a Sith.
Yeah.
He's kind of forging his own path. He has been definitively told, "You are no longer one of us."
They not like us.
Yeah.
Now just Maul.
And because of this, I like that we're going to see her not as like a Darth Talon, but I'm reading this as the stand-in for what his vision of if Ahsoka teamed up with him would be.
Yeah,
because he thought that was going to be something. They thought they would be able to take the fight back to him or do something, we'll see.
I hope she doesn't turn out to be Darth Talon, if only just because I really like red Twi'leks. So if they change Talon to be pink, I feel like that's kind of we're losing a cool red, because there's not a whole lot of reds in canon anymore.
What's your
tattoos? That's all
what's your
you get to
problem with pink?
I like
Straight
pink.
red
I'm just
tattoo.
saying, red's cool.
I know everybody here likes pink.
Stop. It's just,
I'm not.
So I
moving on.
Dylan is new to the show. Dylan, why don't you introduce yourself? And if you create content, let everybody know where they can find you. Also, Dylan.
I don't create content. I've always thought it'd be fun, but I haven't done it. I just saw you guys were doing live calls, and I was like, this will be cool. I've been watching for a while, so finally being able to actually like talk and say stuff was cool.
Awesome.
But yeah, I've been a Star Wars fan my entire life, longer than I can even remember.
Since you were 6 years old.
Yes.
It only starts at 6, eh?
Speaking of, I'm actually
Andor reference. So
I'm currently reading the Rogue One novelization.
Heyo.
And I just got to, spoilers for anyone who somehow hasn't seen Rogue One yet, I got to K2's death, and in the novelization, the last 2 lines are heartbreaking. It's something like in the finals, his last second before shutdown, he chose to play a impossible scenario of Cassian Andor surviving and escaping, and it pleased him. And I was like, fuck. That hurt.
Damn.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
It's rough.
that's good.
We love readers.
And if
Yeah,
you
I've been trying
already,
to. Oh, sorry.
If you haven't already, I recommend following this up with Catalyst by James
Oh, yeah.
Luceno.
I read Catalyst first, yeah.
Okay,
Great book.
well then follow up with Rebel Rising by Beth Revis.
I have been. I read all of the High Republic books, and then I decided afterwards I wanted to get through the rest of the canon novels in release order. So up next is Aftermath. And what is it called?
Empire's End.
Empire's End. Yeah.
So
I see you in the I see you in the wings,
versus
Kenny.
Release order.
I didn't hear what you said, Nima.
I was just asking, is there any difference in reading the books chronologically versus like timeline wise? Because I know we had like the machete cut of the films, but I was just wondering if people's experience in reading the novels as they release versus, oh hey, let's go the furthest back and onward, is that feelingly different?
For me, so far, it's been kind of cool seeing how canon has evolved throughout. Seeing like for example, in the Rogue One novelization, it is established in that Andor he grew up as a separatist, which now has been kind of recontextualized in the Andor series, and more so. So like the I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old line, implies that he was like fighting. He grew up on a separatist world, and like he was involved in the Clone Wars, and then now Andor has recontextualized that to be his like survival and his life on Kenari and stuff like that. So seeing how things shift in terms of canon is really interesting, reading it through in release order rather than chronologically.
Yeah, it's interesting. You say that because if you're reading it in release order, there's going to be stuff like if you read it in chronological order, the books were not released in chronological order, so they are going to reference things that were created in other books either further in the future or farther in the past. And so like you can read a book that was further in the future but way before anything else, so it's not going to touch anything, and then the following book will reference everything, and so that's an interesting way to read it. I'm excited to hear after your journey like finishes or gets to a good point, how it's affected your thoughts.
Shout out to Straw Hat Goofy on the TikTok side. I find that like because the movies are essentially like the sacred timeline, any book that's released is just happening in and around all of the other things, and so it doesn't really matter when you experience it. So like, if you had seen the entirety of the saga, you could just jump around and read any book you're interested in, especially if you have favorite characters as well. We always recommend books based on what people like. They're like, what do you start with? Because there's a lot of books, like it doesn't really matter. What matters is like, is there something that you're interested in? Do you like Qui-Gon? Do you like the sequel movies? Do you like
which
Rogue
era do
One?
you prefer?
Yeah, it all depends. There's books for everyone, honestly. Like the extended canon has done such a good job of kind of spreading the love in eras that there's something for everyone to read.
Yeah, even the kids' novelizations are fantastic, so don't sleep on those.
I also thought that going through in release order took the agonizing over what book to read next out of it. Because now I know what to read next. It's the one that came out next. And I don't have to think like, oh, this one sounds cool, but should I read this one next? It's like, no, it's that one.
All right.
Do you have a favorite so far? Do you have a favorite book so far?
Oh, man. Lost Stars is incredible.
Everyone's incredible. It's an incredible book.
It's so good. But most recently, I don't know. I think probably just Lost Stars. Lost Stars is really good.
Have you jumped into High Republic at all?
He just said he read them all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read all of the High Republic. I mean, not counting High Republic, because if I had to, I just actually, I was just at C2E2 was that like last weekend? And I got my first printing copy of Light of the Jedi signed by Charles Soule.
Nice.
That was dope. I maintain that Light of the Jedi is the best like jumping on point for a new era in any Star Wars, just because it starts with that great disaster and it just does not stop until the book is over. It's so good.
Yeah, that's why my prized possessions will always be the leather adult books from the Phase 1 of the High Republics, with all the signatures and stuff that I got at the celebration. I was gonna reach and get them, but I might die if I did that.
Don't do that.
My back hurt when I looked and that hurt my back, and I was like, never mind.
Yeah, rest easy, good sir.
Random Star Wars question for everyone. So Richard Ayadi, if that's how I'm pronouncing his name, comes back and plays a droid in Maul Shadow Lord. He also played a droid in The Mandalorian, right? He was in the prison breakout episode. Now I'm curious, is he like a program that they enter into a droid body? Could it be the same program? You know what I mean? Just like 000.
So like
his personality was pulled out of lockdown.
It's like Clippy.
I mean, that is an interesting concept, but I feel like all droids are different.
The real question is he Dave Filoni's Ratzenberger?
The real question is if he's going to tell someone to turn something off and on again. That's what I need.
I mean, that's just what you do.
It was a perfect opportunity in that first episode if he was going to do it. Just when Spybot's hacking everything, just shut the whole system down and turn it back on again. No, that little battle he had was my favorite, though. Not gonna lie.
Sithium in the TikTok side said, "Love the content, DYAD. We appreciate you, Sithium." Eaton Black says, "Just finished Bloodline, fantastic novel, one of the best in my opinion."
Oh.
Yes, that's a great one too.
Bloodline. Yeah, I forgot about Bloodline. Bloodline's up there. Bloodline's really good.
Actually, did you read any of the comics, like the Vader ones or the new Kylo Ren stuff, or not yet?
I've read. I've read all of the main Star Wars comic from when Marvel took back over, and I read Rise of Kylo Ren. I've been trying to get my hands on as much as I can of like Luke between the trilogies, because there's not a whole lot of it. But
Most
seeing
of it's
Luke
not
like
great. I'm sorry.
unfortunate. I just got actually it's probably one of these in this package I have over here. What is it? The Shadow of the Sith or something.
Yeah, that's a good book.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
book. I really enjoyed that.
Haven't read it obviously, but I've been picking up. I have an obscene amount of Star Wars books just over there.
We love it.
I've read all of the Old Republic stuff for Legends, but other than that, for Legends, I've read almost nothing. But I do own like 90% of it because I went on a buying spree and I have like so many Star Wars books.
It's hard not to. Like sometimes you'll be at a Goodwill and you're like,
Oh, this is on sale.
I haven't seen
Let me
that.
pick it up.
But it's like book. Oh, they have books 7, 8, and 9 out of this book series. So I'll buy them. I can't read them until I have to find 6 other books. But whatever.
Yeah, that was me in the library back in like 2004. Just like, oh, they have a Star Wars section. Grab everything. It's like, oh wait, there's an order to this. Oh well, let me just read what I can. So, yeah.
Now, so while we have everyone here, I did watch. And I know we got Kenny and Gage waiting in the wings. If anyone had thoughts on like The Boys or Invincible, I did finally catch up.
I did not.
So that's just.
I haven't watched this week's episode yet.
Yeah, okay. For both shows, or
I don't watch The Boys. I just don't like that show. But
very valid.
But Invincible, I binge read all of Invincible in like 2 months when the first trailer dropped.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Such a good comic. And this show, I mean, a lot of people have been bitching about animation on Twitter, and I guess I can see what they're saying, but I'm just excited to see the show. So
yeah, it's like I've been reading some of the animators. Apparently, like some parts of the team is only 4 people, and they have like deadlines to hit with like 55-minute episodes. So you're not going to get better animation unless they give a longer deadline. But everyone complained, oh, why do we have to wait 2 years? So it's like, that being said, it is 1000% carried by the story, and I'm here for the story. So.
And you can tell when they pull out the stops animation wise for like fighting, like the conquest fight a couple episodes ago.
It gets to the standard of any other show. But, no, like I'm okay with like what they call like PNG stuff, and they just fly around and they just drag it across. I've been watching fan animations on YouTube for decades. I'm used to that. So the story is where it sells, and the voice acting as well.
The voice acting is so good.
People hate on Thrag and Lee Pace, and I'm like, did y'all watch him as Ronan the Accuser? He can bring it with those vocals if he needs to. Next episode, you're gonna see, like, you know what's gonna happen. You will see that big 180.
I was so excited to see Thrag because, yeah,
No, he's going to be.
He's buff guy. Freddie Mercury. It's great. You can't.
His vocal range is also like Freddie Mercury in the show, so it's valid. But no, next episode you will see a big 180 with everyone complaining about the animation, about his voice, anything that he's done. Like you've seen all those memes with him when holding the teddy bear and all that stuff. All of that's going to be gone by next episode. So. Just give the show its props when it happens, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I am caught up with both. I just haven't seen the new stuff that just dropped.
Yeah, I haven't watched this. Like, was it Wednesday's episode of Invincible?
Oh, did it come out Wednesday? Shoot,
I think it's Wednesdays, maybe Thursdays.
No, they drop Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I just started watching stuff. I didn't even know what that was when it dropped. So, yeah, if you haven't seen that episode, then fantastic.
Yeah.
Next week's episode is going to be even better because you know where the story's heading. So
you're trying to prime me.
And
it's
for anyone out there, if you like Invincible, highly recommend read the comics as well. Some of the stuff is kind of shifted in order. Some of the stuff has more depth, but fantastic comic series.
People have beards now that didn't before. So.
If you are a fan of The Boys, do not read the comic.
Do not.
Do not.
It is atrocious.
It's terrible. It is rough. And if you don't like the show, like you would.
The show is very vulgar, crude, gross.
But you would vomit reading the comic. Like you would. Yeah. Like the comic has no redeeming quality. in it.
It's zero.
For me, my problem with The Boys is I just think it's too cynical. I don't like the idea of like superheroes are secretly all pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's the whole focal point of the comic. So
pretty much,
yeah.
It's kind of like me with BoJack Horseman. Like the show, I love the show, is really good. I just can't watch it because I'm like, I just want to kill myself.
Yeah, no. See, Invincible is
Amazing
also like
show.
that because Invincible is a parody of DC and the Justice League, but it actually
but there's
treats
like
it as if it's
redemption.
they treat it as
the
if it's its
difference-
own continuity. With The Boys, it's like, oh, let's just see how dark we can turn it.
Yeah.
And they keep going darker and darker, and there's no like redeeming quality. There's no sense of purpose. There's no, the passion is just pure violence, and it's like, you
I think
know,
for
a
me-
certain type of people read The Boys comics, and those type of people are upset with the portrayal of certain characters. The actual thing.
That's a great way to put it. It's actually not for the people who read the comics.
Exactly, because
I'm
that's
totally
who the
okay
comic
being
is for.
not in the know. I'll watch the show and not know anything.
Like, if you thought Herogasm was bad in the show, then yeah,
Jeez.
I don't even know what that means.
good for you.
Archive Redacted said the Boys comics they exist.
And it's certainly a comic of all time, so it exists. No, Invincible though, fantastic. Can't wait to see more. Daredevil has me afraid for the actual city of New York after that episode, because, oof.
All right, well, let's bring in our next guest so that we can also get them into the conversation. We have Kenny and Gage. I see you in the wings as well. We'll get you in soon. Kenny.
Hello there, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Nope, what the heck's going on?
You were talking. That's what's going on.
Oh no! Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, let's bring in Gage.
Okay, bye.
Hello, Gage.
Hey guys,
How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey guys.
You're a kitty.
Hello, sir.
Hello there.
All right, give us your thoughts on Daredevil, Invincible, The Boys, and Maul Shadow Lord, and everything else that's happening in pop
And
culture.
Monarch. Legacy
Invincible, I'm not caught up on. The Boys, I watched the first of the 2 episodes.
Okay.
Shadow Lord, though, I thought was peak. I was really impressed by it.
The animation in Shadow Lord is crazy.
Yeah, I thought animation, soundtrack, they were just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I've seen this on Twitter. Let me know if y'all agree. But do you guys think that this week, when it comes to media and TV, is probably the strongest week we've seen
What the
in
heck?
years? Oh. Bad.
Let's
go.
Well, as someone who I work a lot, so I don't see things when they come out often. I couldn't tell you, but I was also watching Young
Give me one
Sherlock,
moment.
and that's a bop as well.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
feel
I
like-
watched.
I
I
feel like
watched
Kenny is running into problems every time I activate him.
I watched Shadow Lord today in like the time between my 3 hours of sleep from last night. But the animation in the show, like Gage said, we've never seen better animated sabers ever. Like even in the live action films, like the way they do the motion blur on them, and then like in that scene
Brush strokes and
where he's cutting the cell wall is just it was delicious.
Yeah, and even stuff like people's hair, has improved greatly. It's not like a Lego hairpiece. It's like going on anymore.
yeah, no, not like the old first seasons of Clone Wars. So
That's also why they gave Ezra the buzz cut. I think they were trying to save money, is what they said.
Makes
Which
sense.
makes sense. Yeah. And that's why Dooku's terrifying looking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's see if
He's
we
got
can
a great
finally.
beard, though. That was like
Count Dooku was looking like Kiadimundi on that show. So
let's see if we can finally get Kenny into here.
Kenny.
Kenny.
It just looks like every time I bring him, he's just looking like he's about to like hammer some nails in.
What Kevin, we can hear you.
We can hear you, dude. You're in the call.
Give me one moment.
Hey,
You get
you
one.
can take all the moments.
Everybody gets
Fair
one.
enough, Doc.
Now, did anyone else feel some type of way with Rook cast in the show?
I've seen
All right, never
tweets.
mind.
I've seen the tweets. I know at the end of that first episode when Maul turns in the prison corridor, a lot of thirsty people love that moment with all the red and that turn. So, no, the animation's doing everybody favors. Rook being back is also fantastic. I love her flip when she first starts fighting. It's like, oh, yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah.
Love the Mandos, love the twins, love the droids.
I can't hear anyone else but Hera when she speaks, but yeah.
Oh, fair, yeah.
I know it's Vanessa Marshall. I don't hear her at all, so it's fine for me. But
It doesn't help though that my brother and I are I'm trying to catch my brother up so that we can watch Mandalorian and Grogu when it comes out. So we've been binge watching like Star Wars like crazy every single day, and we just finished Rebels like 2 days ago. So I've been hearing Hera like every day. So when we watched Maul and I heard her speak, I was like, that's just Hera again.
It's a shame her visor ran out of batteries after season 7 too.
yeah,
Yeah.
no more glow.
I think it works better to have that not glowing in the dark, broody alleyway
Yes.
lit show. But
But
me-
it looked fantastic.
For
Oh,
me,
I
going
agree,
back
yeah.
to the animation for me, like I feel like it's been a slap in the face for a lot of people who have been saying we don't need more Clone Wars, but I feel like ever since season 7, Bad Batch, and the Tales, they've leveled up the graphics so much that it's no longer Clone Wars style. It's like
It's its own
some
thing.
of the
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not even
yeah, like
like
Bad
the thing
Batch
I like
maybe,
about
but like the
thing I like about-
stylization is the move for Maul.
Yeah,
yeah.
for Maul, it's a similar design, but it's evolved so much so I don't think it's the same Clone Wars style. And if you listen to like some of the artists, what they say in the interviews, like just the backdrops alone and how they use matte painting is completely different. All the brush strokes and the jagged edges and stuff. It's definitely its own thing. It's very, very detailed and yeah.
Well, I mean, they also like people actually have human proportions, and now they didn't in the early seasons of Clone Wars. So I honestly feel like if anything, it's a mixture of Rebels and Clone Wars where we've ended up now. I do still want to see some more like dynamic range in the style for certain things, but I'm happy with what we're getting.
Shout out to
I
BD
think-
and Eagle
I think
for the heart me. Appreciate you.
It also them sticking to the same program as Clone Wars eliminates that issue they were kind of running into over and over with the other two shows, where it's like they start a new program with Rebels, it takes them 2 seasons to learn how to like save money and do it better, and then the show ends like right after that, and then they start Resistance, and it takes them a season to learn how to save money and make that look better, and then the show, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if they just do the Clone Wars
Resistance
one
got
over and
shortened
over,
this-
yeah,
Well,
like,
I think having a consistent like visual style is helpful.
Totally agree.
To tell you you're in the same universe, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, same
It
with
is
like Tales
helpful.
of the Jedi and all that as well.
It is helpful. I do hope that like in the future though that they get closer and closer to a fidelity and a style that is almost indistinguishable from like live action, where they can start doing these shows removed from the Clone Wars era. Like they could do other shows in this style and it doesn't look like we're back in the Clone Wars.
well, I mean, I
yeah,
think that's just
Tales kind of like Tales is a step towards that. I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Because they did the like you got to see Thrawn, and they kind of Lars Mikkelsen him a bit. I don't know what the verb would be there, but like made him look more live actiony than Rebels.
and I think that's just a technology, like stopgap. I mean, like when you're talking about some of these animated features, I mean, they spend years and millions of dollars, and So it'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I think Maul, if I remember correctly, has the same budget that the Clone Wars had always had. So it's like the same budget, but the technology has gotten so much better. They're allowed to do so much more. Now,
It's crazy to me.
I would love for them to do a not even live action, but like theatrical film, and just go balls to the wall with whatever they wanted to do with that. And I think that would be something that would be interesting. I don't know if they'll ever do another animated theatrical release, but I would personally love it. So,
Rod of the Hutt's teenage years. He's in all the animated features.
Speaking of Rada, it's crazy.
Cartel High School.
If you want to see how this animation has really evolved, go back to that first Clone Wars movie. It's night and day.
Even the Clone Wars movie, it looks better than season 1 does. Like some episodes of season 1 are.
I've seen it recently. It does
it
not
doesn't?
hold up. It
Never
does
mind.
not.
No.
hold up.
If I were to compare Maul's fidelity to like season 1 Clone Wars, it's like watching the deleted scenes that they release of Clone Wars. That's previs that has no textures or anything.
I
Where
think even the young
Kenobi
Jedi.
turns over to go to sleep and his eyes are like,
Exactly.
I
It's
think
like when
even
you're
the young
playing a
Jedi
game from the
Adventures.
same franchise, but like the first one was
remaster.
on PlayStation 1, and then the next one's modern. That's what it feels
Yeah,
like.
like
Mass Effect
in
1.
Mass Effect, even like the games, Resident Evil, like comparing some of the older ones of that to the remaster. That's kind of how it is. Like the remaster is completely different and revamped and completely ground up changes. So that's how I feel about it.
BD and Eagle, hi guys, love your content. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. ND Wise Guy says, this is now the Will Kenny make it onto the show episode?
I was about to say, is he going to try to come back again?
He's probably going to try.
Like he's like the Darth Maul of this podcast, where he keeps trying to come back.
All right. Here's try number 4. Let's go.
it's just him with a fist through the monitor.
Is Kenny on the show?
And I can hear you all. Can you hear
wait,
me?
Now we hear him.
Yes.
5 frames a second, but we see you.
We can
Well,
hear you.
He's got that warehouse Wi-Fi going on right now.
Down in the basement Wi-Fi, more like it.
Wow.
How's it going, man?
Yeah. How do you feel about Shadow Lord? And is the highest quality thing you've ever seen in a Star Wars animated project the chicken parm in episode 1?
Somebody made a joke that it was Loath Cat, like on the staff, and I don't know if that was supposed to be literal, like we're gonna have the gangsters eat cats, but
It would not surprise me considering what Jabba eats. So
They're eating the cats.
Wow, let's not.
I can honestly say it is one of the right now visually stunning things I've seen in a minute. I mentioned this before on the podcast. There was something different about this show from all of the trailers, from all the promotion that has been done. I couldn't tell what it was. And for the longest time, I thought it was like a comic book reference. You know how the art's a little bit more faded off, something along those natures. Then I heard an interview that they actually decided to do more hand painting work. So a lot of the backdrop, all of the characters, like everything has more of a human touch to it instead of a digital touch. So I'm like, okay, that changes everything now. That changes the entire game of animation.
I'd agree. Yeah. I'm sure they did more mocap too.
yeah, they
actual
painted
mocap, but
they painted
it's just referenced.
Sam for it. Like they gave him the Maul tattoos so
Yeah,
that it would
it's-
translate to the
They
mocap
filmed
better.
the reference thing with them, but they don't actually use mocap technology. It's all animated, but they just used him as
Yeah.
the reference. So
Yeah.
But overall, right now, the story is too early to tell if this is on par with, like, say, Bad Batch or Rebels or even to some extent Tales. It's still too early to tell.
I don't know. This is hitting pretty good for me. And like I said, like earlier, it's one of the most intentionally framed and filmed show. Like even like at the end of the last episode, Like you see her break out of her prison cell, and then she's in that tunnel, and like if you look at her, like she's framed half light and half dark. It's like it's really well done. Like they're like
The lighting is one of the biggest improvements.
Someone went through like Andor and did all these like this is what they're telling you with the visual with the way they're visually filming the show, and like they're doing so much of that in this show that like we haven't seen them do this in a show before the way they're doing it here.
They've tried before, but they weren't able to go as far as they can. Like they can for this show, because we see inklings of this in like season 7 of the Clone Wars. We've seen a little bit of that in Bad Batch as well, but I think to have a full show that's just embracing it, and this is all done through Maul's perspective. They know it's a villain character. They're going to stay true to that. They're going to go deeper into his psychology and all that stuff. So it's very much.
If we're going to believe what Sam said, I mean, he made it perfectly clear in every single interview, being consistent. This was literally just his POV. How can he stay relevant in a time where he is absolutely outclassed? He cannot beat the Empire outright. The Jedi are all gone. All of his allies have basically given up on him. So what can he do?
Yeah, and I also think the way he gets everything back to where we see him in Solo, which is still, like 9 years away in the timeline, I think they can keep this. They already have season 2. This show could go on as long as they want it to, or as short as they need it to. So.
Yeah, because he doesn't even have Crimson Dawn back yet. That was on his list of, I need revenge on these people.
And then Grim, he's going after the Pikes next, so.
Yeah.
And
in terms of what Kenny said about like, is this going to be another Bad Batch or Tales or something like that? I almost feel like we can't continue to compare any of these shows to each other in terms of narrative consequence, because each character has their own end game, own trajectory.
And I actually want to combat that just a little bit. I know where you're going with this element, but it's more of not really comparison. Like, can this show stand on its own 2 feet with everything that's been going on around it?
Yeah, and that's exactly what
this
I mean.
This is literally coming off the success of Andor. It's got to hit at least a little bit different compared to any other project before it.
I think it has a shot with the format, because with Bad Batch you get those longer seasons where like they will take breaks from the ongoing narrative to do like character work episodes, while Maul is supposed to be like a 1-to-1, all of them lead into the other, and then it's more like an Andor than it is like a Bad Batch or Clone Wars.
It's not
more like a Rebels.
That's essentially what I was saying, is that but like it goes into like what is the narrative consequence of each show, right? Bad Batch is dealing with a different story. Maul is dealing with a more introspective story, his own story. Tales are like one-off.
I don't mean to interrupt. I am gonna have to go, but it's been super cool doing this. I'll have to do this again next time you're able.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
Good talking to you.
How's it going, Dylan?
I'm gonna read like 10 books before you come back, so okay.
Bye.
Single thank you on the TikTok side. Thank you for the 10 roses. Just really quickly says, is if Yoda was 6 feet tall, would he be the greatest Jedi? Me and Choco did. We built our basketball teams with Star Wars characters, and I likened Yoda to Iverson, and that reminds me of a quote by Kobe, who said, "We should all be thankful that Iverson isn't 6'6". So, if Yoda was 6 feet tall, he would be devastating.
See, I'm gonna counter that. I'm gonna counter that by saying he says himself, size matters not. So true. I don't think he would be any different if he was 6 foot or 6 inches.
Size matters not, but if he had his same power, his same fighting style at 6 feet tall, there would be a little bit more consequence to his fighting.
All I'm going to say is he's got the concentrated midichlorians. They're all just compact in that little...
But also what I'm trying to say is like size matters not, because in the sense that it doesn't matter how big you are in terms of trying to control the Force and lift the X-Wing. Yeah, but if he were bigger, like as a consequence, his fighting better, and he would have to do less augmentation. You know.
If he were bigger,
but that's
youngling would have a heart attack looking at him.
He loses his little. I feel like that fighting style he's got though is so like good for like no one really knows how to fight that. Like he's just launching at you. Like it's very different from like what a Dooku would do or Kenobi.
I think
he wouldn't have the same fighting style because you develop this fighting style as a compensation for your lack of size and reach, right? So if you don't have that lack, then you don't compensate for it. That doesn't mean he doesn't develop a different fighting style and doesn't make him any less devastating.
Oh no, I picture him.
He's already the most devastating.
You know what I mean? Like
how much
more do you
need?
I picture him the size of Kyojin from Attack on Titan doing those acrobatic flips. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I mean, Sidious, he did jump around a little bit when he fought Mace Windu, so it would be like that, but more intense. So,
do we see any big Jedi jump? Ponkrell jumps like once. But, like we don't see many acrobatic big Jedi.
We do see acrobatics, but it's just more pronounced with Yoda because he's so small.
He's so small,
It just looks like he's just spinning. But we do see Jedi like doing flips and stuff. It's
Maul
the same thing, but less.
I'm just waiting for a Zillo Beast Jedi.
Sir, what's he gonna do?
What's the biggest Force user we've got? There was that Bendu's big.
Wookiee is Force user. I was looking at
there's that mountain in the Yoda comic.
There's the Verminoth. What's it called?
Is the Verminoth?
The Verminoth, they're psychic. They're not Force sensitive.
Yeah, I thought they just
Well, there's that thing that we only read about in Dark Disciple at the bottom of the lake.
Oh, the fishy. The nice fishy.
The dweller.
I wouldn't consider that Force sensitive though.
It is described as Force sensitive.
It's a being of the dark side, and she's like, this is your test, dominate it.
See, if they kept Snoke his actual size in The Force Awakens, he would be the biggest. But
well, he wasn't that size in The Force Awakens. It was a hologram.
I know. But if he was actually that size and not a hologram,
we all thought he was that size though when we saw it. He's like, damn.
I didn't think he was that size.
I didn't think that was size because I knew he wasn't. But I was like, if he was, that would have recontextualized everything.
I talked to a lot of people that were mad that he wasn't that size, and I was like,
I feel like that would have been.
When you saw
campy.
Palpatine's very first hologram, did you think he was that size? Just a giant head,
right?
See, that's why I knew it.
Not only a giant head, but a misfigured head. Like he had one giant ass eyeball from when I remember him.
Yeah, I was shocked in A New Hope when Luke got into the jail cell and Princess Leia wasn't like a little action figure.
Archive Redacted comes in with Eye of Webbish Bog. That's we haven't. It's a big ass baby in there. Hasn't really surfaced.
So if we got the Hunt for Ben Solo, that would have been brought up too, but I don't know. See, I love it when Star Wars is weird. That's why I like they brought in the snakes for the Mando and Grogu movie, because that was also in the Clone Wars. So we get some of that. We've seen, the Krayt Dragon. I want Zillo Beast in live action in some capacity.
We are getting the Sav Rips.
Okay, nothing beats the chibi Krayt Dragon from the little cute Krayt Dragon from with Visions. a little smile on Visions. You're like, what is that?
I think it's funny when they make the High Republic had the baby Nexu. Like they make these horrifying beasts into little creatures for a minute.
Yeah, the stuff in Solo was terrifying as well. With the spaghettification.
That's one thing I really am going to be disappointed in, though, that the expanded universe was doing. That we had this next generation with Jason Solo's daughter had a pet Nexu, and she was Force sensitive, and she was going to grow up and be a Jedi with this big ass monster cat fighting alongside her. And we're not going to get that. So.
I can think of the biggest force being is the planet that Obi-Wan went to that had a symbiotic relationship with.
Oh, in Padawan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
See,
Ooh.
that
It was
reminds me
We have
sentient.
Morgo in Star Wars. Let's go.
yeah, the Green Lantern planet and all that. I think
I had to do it. I had to do it. The moment Element said we have that planet in Padawan, I'm like, oh god, Morgo, let's go. Let's go.
I also forgot I was going to bring up about the. I like how there's the Dark Disciple fish that Ventress has to dominate through the dark side, and then you get her fighting a new fish in Bad Batch, and she doesn't have the dark side, and she needs help. Like, it shows she's kind of let that life go.
She needs some of that hockey.
Check.
Dude, how deadly would someone be with the Force and hockey at the same time?
Scary.
Just like
And
Force
spiritual
choke
pressure.
with hockey on the choke?
Just overkill, but
Lord
You
Goop,
mean dark side with domain expansion? Let that blow your mind.
jeez.
I feel like Sidious has a form of that in the Battlefront games when he does that aura around him. But
That's true.
Yoiki
honestly,
Tenkai.
give Darth Maul a domain expansion and put it in the show.
Oh no.
It would be like something called like Infinite Failure or something. You know what I mean? Like, Unending Hill or like
Sisyphus.
Anyone trapped into it, everything is uphill. Everything you do has a high probability
You
of
suddenly
failure.
become obsessed with one thing, and you can never have it.
That's Maul's domain expansion.
Yeah.
He is Sisyphus.
Yeah.
Lord Goop says, for
Oh,
fun, I'm going to
Jesus.
say the Scourge. The robot that for a moment I think became force sensitive through controlling Luke. I need to reread it.
I mean, but it wasn't all for only the. Yeah, it was. That's a weird. We'd have to math that out.
I'm not here for math right now. So.
Speaking of Maul's obsession, I like that we finally get a show where he thinks Kenobi is dead and he can be on his A game for once and not just be constantly sidetracking and throwing, trying to get to him.
Yeah.
Actually, with that brought up, in season 2, I want that hinted.
That he knows Kenobi's alive? Or that
Yes.
But
Yeah, I
we
think-
No,
They-
Kenobi is alive.
They
I
can.
think that's going to be one of the cruxes of this story because, like, we're looking at Devin as a potential apprentice, right? So, and I think since we don't see Devin in the future, we have to assume that there's like a falling out between them. Like, Maul becomes obsessed having learned that Obi-Wan is alive, and Devin's like, you know, this is going against our cause. Like, you're losing sight, you're losing the plot. And they have a crashing
Well,
out, and she leaves and goes off into the shadows to reemerge in New Jedi Order with Rey.
he thinks
As the new
Kenobi is
Lady
dead.
Lumia.
He thinks Kenobi's dead in Rebels, so I don't think they're gonna. And Sam at MegaCon mentioned that he's like, oh yeah, he thinks Kenobi's gone. And like in
Wasn't
Rebels,
it
he has the big like
holocrons,
he
right?
lives moment, yeah, with the holocrons where he's like he's alive, like and he gets all excited. So I don't think. I think this is the one time Maul will not have a Kenobi subplot, which I like, just because.
And then we know he
already
had
got
a shrine for Satine at one point in Rebels, and that's after the Crimson Dawn shenanigans. But I do want to point out, I don't see people talk about it. He's having visions again, and we know he did that in season 7 of Clone Wars. So like, I think they're going to do a lot more of that because he's a very prophetic character in that element. So I want to see why is he having visions and where did that actually lead to.
Single,
He's also
we're
handling
streaming
them
on
better.
YouTube and Twitch as well as TikTok, so you can join
He's
us
also-
on either platform.
He handles his visions a lot better in this. Like you don't see him all unhinged and like where like Almec was like, yeah, he's not sleeping. It's been weeks and he's just going crazy and yelling all the time. And like this one, he's very much like the moment approaches, the apprentice is near. Like he's very more Phantom Menace-y kind of.
Yeah, he is learning to control himself better because he doesn't want to draw attention. So
He's learning. Sorry.
That's Maul's worst skill, believe it or not, is learning anything.
yeah, he learns one thing and then he forgets it and just slips back down the hill again. So because I think like obviously he wants that apprentice to contest, you know, Sidious. I think him learning about Vader is going to be interesting because I'm just going to assume one of the things that they briefly mentioned in Rebels was, oh, Vader was approaching and Maul had wanted no business with Vader coming to that planet again. So I have a feeling that confrontation might not be this season, might be next season. I think that's inevitably going to happen down the road. So,
I hate to be it to make a hot take, but I don't want Vader anywhere near this story. I don't want him anywhere near anything around this.
I think it has to happen eventually. It doesn't have to happen now. It's going to happen.
Here's my ultimate Star Wars hot take. I don't mind Vader. What I don't want from this series is one of Dave Filoni's pets to show up. Dave Filoni has this penchant for throwing in like one of his Clone Wars characters and just making them the focus of the show. And I like that's my biggest gripe.
I would argue Darth Maul
with Mandalorian.
I think we have less and less. We have less and less to worry about that because he is now chief creative and then like he's part of the development, but he's not the showrunner.
Right.
Yeah, I feel
that's what I, like. That's my kind of like that's my Star Wars hot take. Like that was the thing that made me like the later seasons of Mandalorian less than the first season.
Also, like precedent. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like Bo-Katan shows up, like the whole first season of Mandalorian. I'm like, oh, cool. He's gonna be the Mandalore, and then it's like, oh, enter Bo-Katan. Oh, okay, here we go. He has a penchant for like doing that and just being
Bo-Katan was like a deuteragonist. She was there to aid in Din Djarin's identity crisis. Like
she's also barely in the second season.
When he removed his mask and his identity as a Mandalorian was in question, she was there to tell Din about the living waters on Mandalore, and that was the crux of that story. So I don't think that Bo-Katan was put in there primarily to be like Dave's pet. It was just to bring together the Armorer sect and the Mandalorian sect and kind of just...
Ironically, the season that Bo-Katan is featured the most in is the one Dave had the least to do with. Like the third season, he was doing Ahsoka and Tales at the time, so he wasn't as involved. It was mainly the new EP Rick Famuyiwa and John were mainly doing that season. So they were the ones who pushed Bo-Katan like more, if anything.
John is also doing the new movie while Dave is going off and doing Ahsoka and stuff. So if any characters show up, obviously it's not just Dave throwing.
I'll blame John then. I'm just saying, like it happens. Like there's like
for sure.
I'm watching the show and it's like oh, cool.
7 out of 10 times I feel like there's a good story reason that justifies the character showing up.
Yeah, I really liked the like chain, like the season 2. Like he's looking for more Mandalorians. He finds Bo-Katan, and then he's like, "Hey, I need help with this foundling. I need to find a Jedi." And Bo-Katan's like, "I know, like sort of one of those." And then he goes to them, and then she's like, "Hey, I'm not who you're looking for." Like, I like the line of events.
I also think it is a Star Wars calling card just in general, because I can think of no project where we've reacted to or like watched where we haven't been like, "Hey, there's that guy." It's just like either like a small Glupshadow or a big Glupshadow. Like there's always something.
Oh yeah, I mean,
for
like
us
yeah.
The only time I hated that was closer.
I'm definitely closer to X-Core on this, where because I definitely enjoyed season 2 of The Mandalorian, but there were parts of it that felt, when the characters came in, there was logical reason for them to be there, and that part wasn't bad. But sometimes it felt like a backdoor pilot to another show, and then lo and behold, it actually was, which is and so what I want is more stories like this, or more stories like Bad Batch, that have an end. Someone has a story that they want to tell, and this is it. Not they're telling a story, it's gotten popular, and now we don't know where to go. Let's start bringing in people, and we're just going to continue this in perpetuity. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
But like the commenter said, I do want Saw Gerrera to show up just because I think that'd be hilarious to see him involved in doing something.
Saw is my favorite cameo just because he doesn't take over the narrative. He doesn't want to be there. No. He's like, why am I in this show?
But it makes me think. It makes me think of the AI slop that said, "My body and my spirit are evergreen."
Oh my! Don't bring that up, man. Ugh, I have nightmares that night.
Like, I'm telling you, like, this might just be me speaking. This might just be me speaking, but I think Saw Gerrera is the easiest to write for, and to get that character wrong in with such a with one sentence is.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's
a feat.
Hold on, I would actually have to combat that. Forrest Whitaker, he's really deep with this character. Every time he gets the script from Star Wars, he's always like, okay, what is the motivation? Where is he at? What's been added?
Yeah, but Saw does
and
not
he
say
literally
that
just goes
sentence.
with that.
Yeah, he benefits from less Fallen Order. He's got 4 lines of dialogue, stuff like that. Like it's a lot of short cameos, which I think helps. It probably makes it easier on Forrest Whitaker to not have to do a big arc.
If we refer to his characterization in Rogue One, in Andor, in
Rebels,
he does not wax philosophy, especially when it comes to him versus Luthen. Like Luthen's trying to be all philosophical with him, but
Saul just cuts straight through the BS. Yeah, he doesn't speak in riddles.
I do. Andor has my favorite.
Trying to hold on to his mind, and Andor has not doing the best.
Andor has my favorite Saw moment that Forrest said he excluded out, trying to get it across that when there's that scene where Luthen's like, "Hey, we're gonna have to let Krieger and his group die." Saw's or Luthen's 40 men, and then Saw points out specifically and Krieger, he cares that each person is dying. Which is very you'd think he's the guy who's whatever about that because he bombs civilians and stuff, but he cares about the rebels themselves. He just doesn't care about anybody else.
Well, he got into this because of his sister. You know what I mean? That was his turning point. That was the time where I feel like if anybody Saw's got a list of names of each specific person he's lost to the cause.
He remembers his sister, everyone of that crew.
Well, it started with his sister, and then every time he's lost somebody, I feel like he's the type of guy that doesn't go to sleep at night until he's recited every name of every person he's lost.
He's reciting the Arya Stark monologue. He's
yeah, it brings me to his monologue. He's more metaphorical than he is philosophical. He's not gonna wax anything my spirit is with you. No, he's gonna be this Rido is my sister. We understand each other. She understands me. And you breathe it in. That his monologue in that was crazy good.
And keep the Rido away from cliffs. It's like my sister.
That just makes me want to just see somehow, they don't have to do this, but if they could find a way to just get Maul and Saw in the same room just once,
God,
that would be so funny to me. And especially I would love to have seen Insane Saul with Insane Maul and then just rattling past each other. Obviously they can't do that. I just think that would have been the funniest thing ever. But
I don't know who they would even who they could throw in as a big cameo. I don't know who
Ventress.
Ventress.
Yeah,
I don't know because Tales of the Underworld implies that she's been laying low doing that job for a while.
But if she's still bounty hunting,
so
at some point,
between the two of them, who is Violent J and who is Shaggy 2 Dope? No ICP fans? I got it.
No. I understood the reference, but I don't know. I couldn't know the
dynamics at all.
I think Thrawn could show up in season 3 or 4 because he has that Dathomir connection with the sisters and all that stuff.
That's true.
But that would be further down the road, I would feel like.
No,
I'm trying to remember.
That's another Filoni pat. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to
he has
remember
to get that Darksaber back again as well. So at some point, it's coming.
Archive said Dryden Voss, maybe.
I think he's still got the Darksaber, right? Currently,
if he does, he's got it on Dathomir.
Because in season 7, it's already locked up somewhere. He doesn't use it in season 7.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had assumed I didn't read the tie-in stuff, so I don't know if Sidious took it away from him or if he
had it. He got it back when he escaped. He uses it to fight I think like Mace and Ayla Sakura for like 1 second, and then he still has it at the end of that comic. But then season 7 comes and he doesn't have it, so I assume it's locked up in his bedroom.
But he got captured again, so would he have lost it again, or is he tucked it away?
I think it's just chilling on Dathomir is my guess, or he's got it.
Now that I look at it, Spybot looks like Sav Maligan.
Much.
Spybot looks like Sav Maligan from High Republic comics.
That's true, or the evil Embo. Is Embo evil? You know.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the irony that they got the voice actor to play Death in a show dealing with a character who's like died more times than anybody in history of Star Wars?
He hasn't died more than Shaak Ti.
That's true.
Are any of her deaths canon?
They're all.
That's
the answer to how many times has Shaak Ti died? You say yes.
Yes.
Somehow
Yes.
they managed to pick, in my opinion, the worst one to make the.
Which one is
Somehow Shaak Ti died. That's the next
They
name.
picked the one where the entire Order 66 is happening and the entire temple is under attack, and she is meditating and doesn't notice, and Anakin just walks in and stabs her.
I'm gonna make that my counter argument to every Chud who's brings up somehow Palpatine returned. I'm gonna say in the comment somehow
Shaak Ti died.
What's her face? Yeah, Shaak Ti died.
In Legends, it was bad. I think her, Adi Gallia, and Ayla all had died at different times and been portrayed.
I still like.
Wasn't it Shaak Ti who died in Force Awakens too?
You mean Force Unleashed?
Force
Unleashed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, she did die in Force Awakens too.
Yeah, the lightsaber flashback in Rey sees her die from Anakin stabbing her.
That would be so funny.
What are the odds of a Order 66 flashback? Anybody?
Zero.
No, we're
Actually,
a year out
I
from
guess
Order 66. I don't think so.
Devin might actually have one.
Devin could have one, but I feel like
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm waiting for it because that's a thing they love.
it is rare we get the master and Padawan made it through. Like usually it's one or the other, or like one gives their
The
life.
button
we don't-
is certainly
we don't
there
know.
for them to press.
Hold on a second.
Do we know that he was actually her
exactly? That's what
master?
I'm saying. Like we don't know what their relationship is. They're two former Jedi who are just happen to be in the same.
Did the data
Well,
bank
he
entry
is-
say it?
He
is
is
a master,
sort of
I
he
feel.
is sort
He
of
is
her
he is
master.
sort of master like in the beginning of the episode. He was like, we
Oh,
should
yeah,
He's
steal.
master like. You're saying we don't
clearly is
know.
the
We don't
Jedi
know
Knight,
that
and
he
he was-
was.
Let me.
Yeah.
She was his. Padawan.
His data bank entry calls him her master.
Okay.
So I would unless that means now, but
and that's what
Yeah,
that's what I
like-
mean. It's like it's entirely possible that
They found each
they
other.
met
like,
up, they found
later.
each other, and as the older one, he's like, "Well, let me take you under my wing," and this sort of
I
thing.
mean, he's clearly a Jedi Knight, like clearly, but it's
Yeah,
not.
I'm just hoping, though,
that he didn't have a green lightsaber and all that.
I just really hope that Devin has a personality and is truly a character, because I feel like we got Darth Talon with no personality, just tits out. That's all she was as a character. And then from that, we got Darth Atroxia, who wore
CGI
clothes sometimes,
cameo, yeah.
but sometimes she would like lick a lightsaber, and you're like, "The hell is this? This is super
It's
weird."
the best cartoon.
yeah. I'll let you guys give your read on it. The databank specifically says that he has been a loyal follower of the tenets of the Jedi Order, teaching his young Padawan Devin Azara. And then it says, in the early days of the Empire, they must go into hiding, which implies like he was teaching her.
I think they were master and
That very
Padawan.
much applies.
Yeah. Which, in my opinion, Maul's speaking he's evil in the way he does it, but I think his whole, like, you need to let go of this, like, strict Jedi way stuff if you're going to make it now is, like, the right call.
And you can tell she's feeling that too. Like she's like, I don't like. Who cares if we have to steal food to live? Like,
You see,
no one's got our backs. Like we're on our own. And
I think she did it the worst way possible. Because if you're a Jedi, you can just
obviously you don't
grab a
swipe-
bunch and just run away with it. Like no,
Also, that's just that guy's reading of the Jedi Order. Like, because we know many Jedi that would absolutely steal food and do whatever they needed to do to survive. You know what I mean? Like, it's just him.
we know a Jedi that would stay at all of the brothels to survive.
That's true.
Dude, can we,
I feel
can we
like-
get him back?
Most Jedi probably wouldn't steal to survive at the time of the prequels, but when Order 66 rolls around, it's like all the Cal, Kanan, all them who made it probably know to do that.
Can I just say he is the most appropriately named Jedi? Rail Avaros. Just
Oh yeah, because he rails.
well, and he's also got a bit of avarice. Like I feel like
that's
that
true.
was intentional.
But the biggest
I wonder if he made
cameo,
it.
the biggest cameo that's going to, I'm going to predict, that's going to appear, that's going to narratively make sense, that has to make sense, is Kira.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because
I
I thought you were going to say Quinlan Boston, and I was going to lose my nuts. I really was.
They would have to time jump.
I mean, I'd have to
lot,
maintain my quota.
but
I think Quinlan
they'd have
Voss
to-
is going to show up.
They'd have to time jump a lot to get Kira in there, but like that could be like a season 3 or 4 thing if we make it that far.
I
'cause she
would
wasn't
disagree.
there. You would have to go at least 7 years.
She gets off Corellia like way after where we're at in the show.
Yeah.
So like, I think she joins Crimson Dawn after Maul's already got it back, if that makes sense.
I think
What
he's
what
right.
year BBY are we?
Yeah, but we don't know
What,
when,
2, I
when
think?
season 2
Or
takes
sorry, not
place.
2. We're 2 after Revenge of the Sith, I believe. Yeah, that's
So
what I mean.
we're
If they do
we're
like a
17
big time,
BBY.
if they do a big time jump after season 1, I think we could get Kira. But it would have to be a fairly large one. It just depends on what they want to do with the show. Like, I don't know if their plan is literally like season 1 is this narrative, season 2 is like the middle, and then season 3 is like near Malachor. Like, I don't know what their
they
goal
might
is,
do
but-
it because so right now the narrative for this season, at least with the 2 episodes we have now, is Maul is not only trying to get revenge on the syndicates that kind of dropped him as soon as Order 66 happened, but he's also trying to get them back into the Shadow Collective so that when we get to Solo, he is at the top of that seat,
Yeah.
and so
At least with Crimson Dawn.
yeah,
I don't know if the Pikes and I don't think the Pikes are. I think they stay out. I want to say.
maybe.
Or
Do we
like,
have that story?
Because well, like Crimson Dawn is its own thing. Because like in Outlaws, they're separate.
Yeah.
So like,
But the collective
Yeah,
was like
Outlaws
all
came
bringing
out
them
much
back,
later.
like under
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're not going to get Crimson Dawn in what it. I mean, Crimson Dawn is around. It is its own separate thing, but its iteration or evolution as a secret organization to destroy the Sith won't come until much later.
yeah. I think Kira kind of starts that.
Kira starts
Maul
that
leaves.
based off of what is taught to her directly from Maul.
Yeah.
Right.
Something's got to go wrong though. He ends up alone on Malachor with Crimson Dawn in total hiding. So
And I think
Oh,
that's where
I-
Vader comes in. Just saying.
I'm thinking she whoops his ass. No, so Vader has to come in because we know that he fights Inquisitors, and at some point, he makes enough waves that the Empire has to get involved, and they send baby Inquisitors, and then they fail, and then named Inquisitors, and then they fail. And at that point, I think Vader's gotta, I'll do this myself.
I
type of
think
thing.
there's 2 things that this show will get us to Rebels. In Rebels, he has an Inquisitor saber that's like broken.
Yeah.
So like I think he's gonna kill either Merrick or John Bird. I don't know what number he is, but the Crow guy.
Doesn't Ahsoka kill the Crow?
Yeah.
Unless, obviously, they could be reanimated because Merrick is reanimated later for.
True, and the Crow does turn into. Well, he doesn't turn into like Night Sister Mist.
He just
but turns-
farts and
Yeah.
disappears.
But I think Merrick probably dies.
He
and then
pulls an
gets brought
Obi-Wan.
back.
No.
Enlightened Inquisitor. But the other thing is that Maul in Rebels has that line where he's like, Vader's showing up and he goes like, I know I can't beat him alone, which implies to me that he at least has tried or like has encountered him in some way.
Right.
He could possibly just know that's Anakin because he knew that was.
I think he
Sidious.
already
Oh
does.
God, that would be.
I don't think so because he doesn't know. Or yeah, you're right. He does.
He knows
does
that
know that
Sidious was going to
Anakin.
train Anakin,
Yeah.
turn Anakin. He feels it in the Force, and I
Well,
think
in season 7
He can
when
put
he's
2 and
talking
2
to
together,
Ahsoka,
yeah.
he's referring to Anakin. He's like, you don't know what your master is up to. Like he's being
Yeah.
groomed.
So even if he doesn't know specifically at that time who Anakin will become, I think once he sees Vader, oh, that's Anakin, because he can put two and two together.
And like Anakin, Maul is very in tune with like how people feel in the Force. Like if he knows Vader's around, he's like, oh, that's Anakin. You know what I mean? Like when Vader's like, oh, that's Obi-Wan. You know
he senses like a person with like no limbs. He's like, dang, did Obi-Wan do that shit? I lost half my body.
Is like, who you replaced me with? I mean, come on.
I warned you not to fuck with me. I warned you not to fuck with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Why is Obi-Wan taking so many limbs?
I think he has the highest limb count in Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken. So
probably
it's got to be. He gets like 3 of over the course of Clone Wars. He gets like 8 of Grievous's, I think.
Anyone think Talzin Grievous was spinning around like a ceiling fan, and he's just
Grievous
like,
collects sabers. Obi-Wan collects limbs.
He's asking for it.
Lord Goop says, anyone think Talzin will get a mention?
I think so.
Mention, yeah. She's dead at this point, but I think he'll bring her up in some way. It just depends on if we go back to
Talzin's never dead.
To her? Yeah.
Somehow Talzin has returned.
I think the Dathomir comic is like her final one, though, right? Because it's like Maul says goodbye to her.
It's one of those things where it's like nebulous because like. Even in that comic, Maul is like, "How are you here?" And Talzin's like, "Oh, my magic can do things." And so, like, she's back, and then she's fighting Sidious and Dooku, and then like they
Talzin
supposedly burn her.
Sidious wants to be.
Yeah. Well, I assume she's dead just because of the Night Mothers in Ahsoka act like she's long history, where she's like, "Here's your blade of
even in
Talzin."
Tales of the Jedi, she is like, "Oh, death is meaningless," basically. So
that's true.
She could very well be like, you know, a puff of weird smoke that like has to wait time in order to come back. You know, I don't know.
She could have come back if she had
Sauron in Ring of Power. She's just like a black cube, just like traveling the world.
She could have come back if she had a boyfriend, and then she makes that agreement of I don't see boyfriend anymore, and I get to live.
Yes, that's all you need.
There's also like
there it is.
We see in Fallen Order like those weird cocoons where the Zabraks always fall out of. Like we have no idea, you know.
Reanimation, like all of them come back a lot. So
like Sidious is obsessed with it's called transfer essence in Legends. Yeah, and so, we don't know if Talzin's not doing the same thing. Only she could actually be good at it because she
just dissipates
into No, I mean the Night Sisters. The Night Sisters
everything the witches or Night Sisters do is what the Sith want to do. They just can't do it. And
exactly.
Acolyte did this. Mother Talzin, like augmenting people with her magic and stuff. Like the Night Sisters and witches do more with the Force, at least their version of magic, which is kind of different than any Sith alchemy that we
magic with a K. That's how it's different. No, but like a Night Sister has already created life before out of nothing. You know, we had that in the Clone Wars Tales of Light and Dark, and we know that they have, you know, and they're resurrecting people. Like they're bringing around zombies and stuff.
Yeah, casually just bringing out zombies. They've done so much.
That's why Palps was so like afraid of her. I mean, it took all of them. It took all of them.
It was Dooku, Grievous, and Palpatine all going
to
for
fight Talzin at the same time, and you're like, yeah, no, she was a real problem.
We also have NSA who split a being, so it's kind of
true.
Like,
they introduced that like
she can split
thing
this
of like
being.
where it's like when they're trying to. I think it's like when they're coming back, they need like a thing to do it, like where like Mace Windu stops her in season 6, and then Ezra stops another group of Night Sister spirits in Rebels by destroying like that altar. So I'm wondering if it's just like if your resurrection thing gets destroyed, it's just
so they're just Force liches.
They're gone. Yeah,
I kind of feel like with the comic, you know how she's like, oh, you know, with her like magics and stuff, and Maul's like, I thought you were dead. I feel like it's sort of like the other side of the coin with Palpatine and like strand casts and stuff, where she exists as this like incorporeal like Iker on Dathomir, and then like if there's a chance she can like come back and like under certain conditions. So like her spiritual form's never truly gone.
A lot of their stuff was tied specifically to their connection to the planet. She literally could be part of Dathomir. Like,
yeah, maybe we get a Ahsoka
largely.
season 2.
Yeah, if
Ghost
she comes back in
appearance or
Ahsoka
something.
season 2, all 3 of those witches bring her back, and there we go.
Yeah.
Well, Ahsoka's still got to get off world where she is.
We got the
So
World Between Worlds for that. Give it. 8
I don't
episodes.
think that's how.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't-
No,
No.
that's totally
No,
happening.
I-
That's feasible though, because like
How else are they
number
going to
one,
get back?
I'm gonna
we've already
stop
seen it. And
everyone.
number two, like we have no idea what Balin's skull sensed on that planet. Like,
That's true.
Well,
like is this
I'm gonna stop everyone here. She's not coming back. This is her story at this moment. Just like she said at the end of the show, you know, we're exactly like Ezra is where he needs to be. We're exactly where we need to be. And I think that's just a signal that her story is in this galaxy, right? And then it runs parallel to what Balin Skull is searching for. And at the end of that tunnel, Balin Skull is gonna find Talzin. I'm just kidding.
I thought you were going somewhere with that.
You
got fucked up.
No, but I truly think that Ahsoka's story is in this galaxy. There is something that she needs to do with Sabine here.
I definitely think
God.
season 2 is that, but I think Dave, I don't think there's a chance in hell that they don't bring
They
her
are
back to the
eventually
main galaxy
going to
for
come
the
back.
movie.
They're eventually
'cause-
going to come back, but I don't think her story at this moment
if
is
that's-
to come
Yeah,
back.
I think at the end of season 2, they'll find a way back just to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe
Mhm.
movie. But
With the whales and stuff, all they need to do is find an old vessel or build something, and then the whales can pick them up and drop them off.
yeah,
somewhere.
well, I think Thrawn's mines are still there, so I think they're just kind of screwed. Like I think
Ahsoka could totally do an ego montage and just ride a whale on the
Well,
back.
they don't
being
need
like this.
They also don't need whales. They can use the Loth wolves.
True.
Oh, like what they did on the fall where they hyperspaced. Yeah. I think it'll just be. I think it'll be wherever they're headed is a Mortis type place, and
Or
it
the
can get them
turtles.
somewhere else.
The Mortis
I
will
guess.
just take them.
God, I would love
she's
to see
gonna
a live action.
she's gonna throw a thing down on the sand that's like goes,
a poof of
and
smoke,
then an exogorth is gonna come and then she's gonna ride it.
Is that okay?
Great idea.
And then there's gonna be like chanting in the background. That's what's gonna happen.
No, she somehow finds the tiger that saves her as a child, and that's what she rides back into our galaxy.
Oh my god!
I'm into
Do we
it. I'm
need
into it.
a Targon-mounted Ahsoka?
Hey,
Yes.
Actually, I do have something I'm curious about. So outside of Maul and the main characters we got introduced to a bunch of new characters, some named, some unnamed. Like for me, the Red Zabrak with the mask, that dude was badass. Every time he got on screen, I was like hype. Anyone else jump out at you guys as like
Lawson.
amazing new character?
What's it called? I called those dudes the Super Maulio brothers. Anytime I saw them, because like I have no idea who these dudes are. I also love the idea that he swung back to Dathomir and was like, "Yeah, you two." Like
They reminded him of his brother.
the rest of you
and
are still
my
stuck
brother.
here.
That
But-
guy's
His
only
cousin.
lines in the show was,
Yeah, I mean, Kenny mentioned it. I think Lawson is like, I like that he's kind of like a reverse Cyril, where he's very like anti-empire, but still as devoted to the job.
Yeah.
I think he's great.
Him and Two Boots have a fantastic relationship. I can't wait to see how that develops, if that develops.
Yep. Two Boots is like he's such a great character. Like, oh, here's your coffee. I can't drink any, but I'm just here for the camaraderie. It's like
I think Two Boots is toast personally by the end of this.
Spybot.
No.
Sorry, Spybot.
I don't know if Spybot will do it, but I think that like, kill the comic relief character for like a rough
Serious
moment for the, because like Lawson's the only guy who's even like semi good in this show. Like, and even then he's still like a cop who indirectly works for the Empire. So it's like,
So
At
is
least he didn't
really
like
good if
see.
he's still
He
a
didn't
cop?
see
Does he?
like.
Hold on.
didn't see
Does
Kappa
he actually
Jedi.
work for the Empire?
He doesn't.
I
It's-
mean,
he's local authority.
but like,
Because
if
I'm
he
getting
arrests
more.
Maul-
I'm getting more of him being in line with the underground, like the way he was talking with that one. What's her? Was she a
the
Twi'lek?
lady? No, she was some.
No,
yeah,
she was a Mickeyan, right?
yeah. She reminded me of Mass Effect 2 bar lady.
Well, I mean, that's like
Arya,
that's
there
the,
it is.
From Omega.
Yeah,
But
from
she
Omega,
had,
yeah.
but it almost feels like he has more connections with the underground than he
has
does.
connections with the
anything
underground
Empire.
in the form of informants. He,
Yeah,
he's,
I mean,
he-
like,
but,
that's
yes.
it's
but he's
typical
local
cop
sec,
stuff.
you know. He's
Yeah,
not.
but like
yeah.
if he arrested Maul, for example, Maul's gonna end up with the Empire. Like, there's no way he can. He's trying to keep the Empire out so that he can get Maul, because he thinks if the Empire shows up, it's gonna be harder to do that. But like at
we
the end
see
of the
that on
day,
Andor as well, when the Empire shows up, they take over the entire planet. Because
yeah, and that's not like that's what he's trying to avoid. Like he's like, and it goes back to like that film noir like vibe, like that whole second episode where like he's walking through alleyways, he's got his trench coat on.
I'd like to
he's
keep the
meeting
feds out of
informants.
this.
Yeah,
I'm
it's just
tired
like
of,
he's a man of the people. Like this is his planet. Like this is his thing. And so like
I liked how he didn't.
I mean-
as soon as he saw Kappa Jedi like save the bridge, he wasn't like Order 66 is a Jedi. Ah!
yeah, report him.
Yeah.
I think talk about characters we like versus dislike. I don't think this character's badly written. I don't like the Jedi Master as like a person, if that makes sense. Like, I think he's like his whole like, yeah, just get arrested, it'll be fine. And then like
he is
it isn't
right though.
at
But I
all.
understand why people don't like it. But if you listen to him, nothing happens. I'm
No,
just gonna
but I'm
say
saying
that.
so we discussed this on our reaction to the first two episodes. He exists primarily to be the bridge between Devin and Maul. There's going to be
like,
an episode
the
where she has
lawful
to
good.
choose between ideologies, and she's shifting towards Maul, and the Master confronts her, and she's going to have to kill the Master, and that's her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think
I feel
Maul
like that's gonna
already-
happen at some point.
Kenny's
Maul
like,
already-
no.
Maul already worked in that. that
It's already bad enough that he's being played by Dennis. I just can't know. I don't want any more of his characters dying off.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
it's just
Go on
like imagine if Yariel Poof was her master. Right?
imagine
Like she'd
that.
be getting arrested, and then he'd be like, "Just mind trick him and make him eat a bunch of bagels."
Yeah,
like
well,
something
like-
weird.
I think that he's like supposed to be the example that Maul is trying to like obviously turn her against the
Yeah.
whole like,
Yeah,
hey,
he is the
Jedi who
lawful
think we
good.
should be Jedi at this point don't make it, and it's like. And I also think that he's already worked in the manipulation with the bridge, where like in that moment he chooses not to save Devin. Like,
I'm gonna dip out, so y'all have a great conversation. I'll see you on the other side. So
Hey, thanks
Take
for
care.
calling in,
We
Nemo.
appreciate you.
no
good
problem.
Always.
meeting you, Nemo.
Also, I loved his conversation with what was the case? Vario. First of all, Vario is just cool, you know, with his little mech suits and
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah,
But
Mario,
it's like,
Mario
hey-
is probably my favorite character in this show so far.
Yeah,
Like he's just like he's the perfect sleazeball.
He's Joe. He's Joe Pesci.
he sucks, but in the best way. Exactly. He would be played by Joe Pesci in any live action thing. And he's like, come on, man, do you have enough people here to protect me if I tell you what's going on? You know, like
No, the answer to that question is no.
Guys, you caught me around.
I love the Maul breaking him out of prison. He's like, "Hey, business partner," and Maul's like, "Get him the cell." Like, like,
yeah.
but he's really good. There's actually more original characters than I thought we'd get, and they're all pretty solid.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty awesome show
Yeah.
so far.
Which is a sign that it's going to be a very, siloed story. Right?
Yeah.
Unless we start seeing... no, I want Quinlan Voss to show up. Unless we start seeing anyone else.
I'm trying to even think like the
Somehow
path,
Lawson has his contact info.
I'm trying.
Maybe.
The path wouldn't be cooking yet, so I don't know what Quinlan's
The path
up to.
wouldn't
No.
be cooking, but Quinlan Voss would be cooking it. Like, he'd
Yeah.
be, like, putting in the salt and pepper right now.
Yeah, I think I think
100%.
Ventress is the likely one, but I actually think there's a good shot there just isn't one, and it just Vader is the big.
There's no real
appearance.
argument for Quinlan Voss. I say that for every show.
Yeah. Well, like, you can make an easy argument for him in like the third Jedi game, maybe, because they already introduced the path. And
God, I would love to see him. In
Lord
the
knows
third.
I've made it. The argument.
Yeah.
I made an argument for him in the second one.
Do back.
They already put a Corn Horn in. What's it called? That's one of the kids in Kenobi, apparently.
Yeah. Well, they didn't say
Corn
Corn
Horn
Horn.
was
It's
here?
just,
They
it's
just said Corrin, but you know, same. The age lines up, same hair, roughly.
Yeah, and it lines up with Starfighter.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be
Oh
interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, I always the path is one of those storylines where they give us an inch every like 6 projects where they're just like, oh, it's in Survivor, and then 3 years go by and it's like, oh, it's in Kenobi. Like, I really want to know like what happened to any of those people.
Agreed.
The path is just our modern day Clone Wars.
Yeah,
You know what I
where you
mean?
get the
Like-
bits and pieces after it ends.
It's
and
like
you never-
someone someone in 1977 says Clone Wars, and you're like, what is that? And you're like,
Oh, what?
I don't know. Wait 20 years, maybe.
You guys aren't ready for this.
That is-
Your kids are gonna love it.
I have to agree with Gage. I think having a path show would be interesting. Seeing what happened with Quinlan, seeing what happened with all the Jedi or
been
those
asking
who
for
are
the
force
path show
sensitive.
for
How
ever.
is that? How
Or
is that
even-
working, or how does it work?
Even like a book or comic would be good, because I know that a lot of people are
Yes.
like, hey, why are there so many shows between 3 and 4? Like, we're good. Which I don't necessarily think that's like a like teach their own. But
We
like,
did have a very substantial callback to it with Ventress's story in Tales.
yeah,
So-
like that's the most recent. Like I said, like they give you an inch every 3 projects where they're just like, hey, throw in the path again. We're in that era.
I also am very much on the side of, George Lucas wanted to make something entertaining, but he also had something to say when he came up with Star Wars. And I very much think we need some type of path project because it mimics so much of the type of thing that George is arguing for throughout history.
It's
right?
got good
'Cause
Underground Railroad like type parallel.
Yeah, you got Underground Railroad. You got like Schindler's List vibes. You got a lot of stuff of like just trying to just save people in a troubled time. And I think telling a story like that in an entertaining way is important for the next generation to watch and enjoy.
Shout out to Podwans Podcast in the chat. What's going on, fellas? Yeah, no doubt a path show would be great, and it would also be great for action too, primarily because we have a unnumbered, unconfirmed amount of Inquisitors, and we have 20 years of like references to them hunting Jedi for all those years, and we have like thousands of Jedi still that survived, according to George in his archives. So like, imagining a path, imagining that some chapters or some safe houses get compromised and there's Jedi hunters and Inquisitors that have to fight former Jedi and some Force users, would make for great action in terms of that. But like a show detailing how the Jedi have survived throughout the 20 years would be an awesome narrative for sure.
Yeah, and like I assume most of the path is like I assume Quinlan's the heavy hitter of that crew. Like I bet most of them are like kids, because like we know that in Rebels they're taking the babies
Automatically because
is trying
Terrace
to get the
Anube
kids
got
and
caught.
stuff.
Rest his soul.
True.
Well, listen, Quinlan Voss is going in and like seducing people in order to make contacts for the next like leg of the journey.
So Mother Talzin saved Ventress from a horrible relationship break while he's flirting on other Force sensitive. Nice.
That's true.
That's a Maury
he's
situation
kinda-
you don't want in Star Wars.
Listen, if she joined him, she would be pretty effective in the same goddamn job. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
I'm just saying I will be that person on my couch going Jerry.
I think a path show is sort of narratively important to help us reconcile like why there's nobody around after the Empire falls. It's like you got Luke, you got Ahsoka,
I
But,
think
like,
post
you know what I
episode
mean?
4, there's like 2 confirmed. If you don't count Ezra and Kanan, or Kanan doesn't.
Well,
make
I'm talking about
but-
post episode 6, where like,
Yeah.
okay, and like Luke is like actively building a school, and like people know about it, and then like you get to Force Awakens, and there's just like some kids
Nobody.
there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's
the,
like, so like what like I think the path like narratively could explain like why he's sort of still on his own.
Yeah, because
Like the Empire has fallen. You guys are no longer illegal. Like,
I think the only one post 6 we have is that girl in the Kylo Ren comic who like hypnotized the town and then just set them out. Like, I'm just chilling here.
We have the Carnooksin, the collectors.
Oh yeah, but they weren't Jedi, were they?
No,
I
but
don't
but
think-
the path cultivated Force sensitives and kids that were on
Oh,
the
okay.
holocron that Cal destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
But Archive has a comment that relates to this. He said, I think I'm against it, but do you guys think any big name clones would make an appearance? And I mean, obviously he was talking about Maul, but like in terms of the path, will be interesting if the Quakers of this underground railroad for Jedi were all clones that fought their programming.
That would be a good parallel to the Purge Troopers, like doing the opposite.
Yeah.
Because all the Purge Troopers are clones. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I don't think any clones will appear in Shadow Lord, though. I would assume. I think we need a little clone breather or break, personally.
Or just a clone beggar.
Like the only place I would picture a clone being would be like homeless on the street, and I don't want to see that.
Because like Bad Batch left a bunch of threads kind of open with their 3rd season, but like I don't think any of those would like naturally go into Shadow Lord. Like I don't see the Clone Rebellion being like we should team up with gangsters to beat the Empire, you know?
Yeah, and I think by the time Omega is like fully grown,
It's already A New Hope.
Yeah.
Rex could be involved. We don't know what he was doing before the batch got a hold of him.
Who?
Well, this is after Bad
Rex.
Batch, this show.
Rex?
So it would be whatever he was doing.
I'm going back to season 1 though. Like before they met up with Rex and got their chips removed. What was he doing before then?
True.
well, he's hanging out with the other 2 guys on that planet.
In Rebels, yeah, but that I think is after whatever his big plan failed that they were setting up in Bad. Because in Bad Batch, he's like doing this whole like we're gonna free all these clones and do all that, and then they kind of drop that plot line. And then like then in Rebels, most of the like Hauser's not with him anymore, so it's like what happened to those guys, you know?
Yeah. E.J. says, what do you guys think of connecting the path to Balin's skull and Shinhati?
That'd be interesting. I've wondered what Balin was up to during the Empire. He clearly fell to the dark side, but like, what was he doing during the Empire era?
He found some cliff to just stand on and stare out into the scene.
Menacingly.
Classic.
And he's just like, the beginning. It's what I seek. This endless cycle. And then Shinhati came and was like, I'm force sensitive. Join me. Just kidding.
He's great. He is a more polite Kreia from KOTOR 2, but he's great so far.
I mean, so like, why don't we speculate on that matter really quickly as part of our discussion? Because I've since the beginning, since the Ahsoka TV show, I've always speculated that Balin is searching for and will find Revan's holocron.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I
don't know if they'd keep Revan as a like if they. I don't know. It just depends on what route they want to go with Revan, because that tour, the new like Republic game, will definitely reference him, I assume. So it just depends on if they want to say he got redeemed or if he stayed evil or not.
Yeah, I mean, canonically, he gets redeemed, right? Or at least within the continuity
Legends,
of the Legends.
Yeah.
And so he's just a can of worms I just don't want to touch at all, because
Touch all the can of worms. Touch them. I don't care about the chuds.
Clearly not a fisherman.
No. But what I mean is like, the Chuds love the version of Revan that doesn't exist. That like
Yeah, oh,
either
yeah.
is
Exactly.
not, it's not in continuity, or it's the version before his that was like mind zapped, and after he woke, and before he wakes up, and so it's like all this dark stuff, and you're like. But that was never him. That was like,
Well, like,
by the way, he did all this in like a 1-year period. Damn.
yeah, I'm a vehement
busy.
like. I never liked them giving Revan like a or like a here's what he looks like, here's who he is, because like the first game is like a perfect redemption story, and then the novel turns it into like it's not a he went from bad to good. It's that he went from like bad to middle and thinks middle is right, which I think is a weird. Like flip from what the first game implies. Like the first game ends with like you're the redeemed knight, and it's like very light sidey. So I've never liked them giving Revan. I think if they do anything Revan, just smack him in the mask, make the voice like in like you can't tell if it's a male or female.
I know you said mask.
True.
It sounded like it.
But just like don't say if it's a male or female. Just voice. Like kind of like if you guys have played Apex Legends, there's Bloodhound who's a character. Who's I believe gender neutral, and they're in the mask, and you can't really tell. Like they don't have a very like the voice could go either way kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's the move.
The reason for me to say it,
And you just spam wall hacks all day. Yeah.
True.
the reason
True.
I want them to touch that can of worms is so Revan is my version of your make Mara Jade canon and Rey's wife. Like I don't care. Like they're gonna hate it anyway. Give us.
Oh,
what
burn
you
it
think
down.
of Revan.
No, I definitely I want Revan there. I just want them to be like not like keep it neutral. Like don't like the KOTOR comic did a good job where it was just like they like the artists were like we made sure not to give them any like defining features like of their body parts or anything, and they always call them Revan. They never say like he or she did anything. Like they were trying to lock it down. And then like some guidebook came out and was just like they're male, but
oh yeah, no, I feel so like he finds Revan's holocron and he like goes into the rabbit
is it
hole.
a Sith holocron or is it a
Jedi holocron? Yeah.
Jedi
Like,
holocron.
Oh, that'd be cooler.
because
But he goes into the rabbit hole of misinterpreting it. Because it would be a holocron that since it's not canon, the story of it, but it would be a holocron that he left behind that would have been him going against the council to join the war against the Mandalorians. And it would have been like the council is complacent and like, so it would mirror a lot of things that people criticized the order during the prequel era of, and something that Balin says like, the Jedi have become, complacent and arrogant is what he's teaching Shin. And so like he finds this holocron of like back then when like the Jedi also were kind of refusing to take action, but I also want it to be of that holocron because I want people to realize when they criticize the Jedi Order for going into war but being a fan of Revan for going into war during that time.
I always say very different circumstances. I think the prequel order had their hands way more tied than the
absolutely
the older Republic order. But
I thought you were gonna do like a reverse Superman type of thing where like Balin gets a holocron, but it's only like half of it's corrupted.
Oh yeah,
and so it's like if he gets the other half, it would be Revan being like, "That's what I used to think."
Well, it's the same thing as like it's the same thing as the people who have played KOTOR and have. There's a certain group of people I found like in the Reddits that were, like Ajunta Paul like never dies, and I was like, and like some of them never even found like they never like talked to him further than what the quest prescribes, and when they talked to him further, he was like, "And we were wrong. We chose the darkness, but that was the wrong choice." And I was like, "Dang, how many people have not heard this line before?"
Yeah,
I have to head out, but I definitely want to say if we're going to go down this path,
I mean, we'll be wrapping up.
Yeah.
I definitely want to say if we're going to go down this path, he doesn't find a holocron, he finds his mask.
Sure.
and he believes for some weird reason that he is like the resurrection of Revan.
Yeah.
Like he was always part of the Revan crest or whatever it is.
Revan chest?
Weird sect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine he finds a mask and he's like, this woman was powerful in the Force.
Technically, it is a female mask. Technically, because he got it from a dead female Mandalorian. So,
well,
but I have to head off. Have a good night, guys.
Out, let people know where they can find you, and give us a bold prediction for the show, so we can.
I'm actually going to do it.
Wrong.
I'm going to do it in reverse. The boldest prediction I've got is that Ventress shows up somehow. Her and Maul fight Vader, and that's how we end the first season.
Okay.
Interesting. Do you think Ventress shows up with her little brother or her little adopted kid?
I think it's going to be just
Lycos?
her. For some weird reason, it's just going to be.
Or I guess that Lycos would be after this because there's stormtroopers in that. So,
but I'm not surprised not a lot of people have seen it. I posted that I'm not going to be making many videos anymore.
Really?
These last few videos that I've been doing of late have gotten really crappy views, the whole 9 yards. I know I'm not being seen. So I'm just basically walking away. I'll do videos occasionally here and there. But I will be basically all background noise. All support. That's it. Doing things like this, just popping on, giving out theories, things like
whatever
that.
Whatever you want. But I will always say, just keep going. You'll get seen by one or two people, and then eventually it'll blossom. But everyone's journey is different. But you're always welcome on the show.
But I gotta really go. I gotta get the kids to bed. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Right. Take it easy, Kenny.
Let's see here. A few minutes behind, but wow, I just got to the plot twist in my first ever KOTOR playthrough. Never knew the twist. I was shocked.
Oh, that's so lucky.
That's great.
Blew my 8-year-old brain.
That's when the plot has been spoiled for so long that people don't mention it as a plot spoiler anymore, and then the next generation just never hears about it at all.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah, that game's over 20 years old now, so it's like.
And
that game came out
2000,
2001, 2000.
No, it was.
No,
I think it was Game of the Year of 03.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken.
No. Let me look that up. Because I remember my freshman year of college, a buddy of mine playing it, and it had been out for a minute.
And see, as it relates to the twist, I've always, not always, but I've seldomly likened Rey's journey to Revan's journey, because he has a lot of
2003.
He has a lot of history behind him when he gets wiped, and when he gets to the Dantooine Temple, the dialogue suggests that he has mastered the Force in 3 days. And I liken it to Rey, who, when she connected to Kylo, just everything that his command over the Force, everything that his knowledge flooded into her brain, and she was contending with having to master all of these things that she knew of, didn't know how to control. And so with Revan having his mind wiped and going to his first Jedi lesson on Dantooine, everything came rushing back. So with
those
Rey,
those
it
council
flooded
members,
her mind.
Those council members need Oscars for their performance, where they're just like, "Wow, you're such a good student!" They're like, "Oh, we've never seen this before."
Yeah.
Here's all the stuff you did with Malik.
Wow, you're
crazy.
Strong in the Force. We should.
Well, I remember.
Well, I think Rook is the one who's every second is him taking a jab without you knowing. Where he's like, "What if we get another Revan out of this? That'd be bad." And I also
he knows.
I remember playing it my first playthrough, and they're telling you the little Yoda stand-in is telling you all the things that like Revan and Malik did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, Revan and Malik, and like he says Revan and Malik like so many times in that set of dialogue.
And Nemo said it too. He said the KOTOR dyad was cool, and as I like in Revan to Rey, I like in Bastila to Kylo. You know, she knows.
Yeah.
It's like when Kylo says, like, I know who you are. I know where you come from. You know, and Bastila knows all this, and she's kind of acting like, you know, a freaking tour guide for this amnesiac, and like. When he finally gets all of his powers back, it's the same kind of like dynamic between the two, with Kylo knowing everything and Bastila knowing everything, and Revan and Rey being kind of like in the dark about a lot of it.
That's a good point.
I hated the Yoda ancestor though.
Vandar.
There's he has a couple. Like there's
Oteg and
Oteg and
Vandar,
Sotoria, and then Vandar, and there's a lot of them, which I didn't really like. Like I come from the George Lucas school of like he is
don't
like
put
a
these
rare
guys
being.
and stuff. Well, the only reason that Vandar exists is because the comic publisher owned the rights to Nomi Sunrider and wouldn't let them put her in KOTOR, but she would have been the Grand Master at that time. So like they ended up being like a scramble where they were just like, oh, it can't be her. All right, make up a Yoda guy. Like it was kind of a last minute addition when they realized they weren't going to win that copyright battle. And I think KOTOR 2 did the whole like, here's Nomi's robe, a famous Jedi. We won't say their last name, like that kind of thing. But
I always thought the existence
I
of a
think
Yoda
it's amazing.
figure made the other council members just look like jobbers.
Yeah, I always love how many like stories, the behind the scenes stories, come from like just a random like rights battle of like.
Yep.
It's funny to me.
Or what's the other one? Like Atton Rand was a character for a Jedi Knight game that got canceled, and then they just were like, we'll just put him in KOTOR 2, I guess. Like stuff like that. Happens a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean, Jedi Vectors were the actual clone fighters originally. That was the concept for what the clones would fly in, and they're like, we didn't use it, so Jedi
There you
Vectors
go.
now.
All right,
Which
with
makes
that,
more sense.
With that said, for today's episode, we're gonna skip right to the end and try to wrap this episode up so Choco can get his rest and recover. I want to thank Gage and X-Core for calling in and just hanging out with us.
Oh, absolutely.
The chat, as always, you guys are. I'm gonna refer to you guys now as Dyad monsters. The monsters in the chat. Thank you for rocking with us and hanging out and always participating in the discussion. Our next Jeopardy will be coming soon as well. What did we agree that was going to be themed?
So it just depends on when we do it, because we're going to do both an original trilogy Jeopardy as well as one for the Maul series. So when we do it, I imagine it'll be original trilogy.
Okay, yeah. We can either do that or, like, at the very end of Maul Shadow Lord, we can do a Maul Jeopardy one.
That'll be quick too. Maul Shadow Lord ends in like a month, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, let's see. Archive says, great stream as usual. Appreciate y'all. Gage, X-Core, we'll start with Gage first. Final thoughts, and if you have anything to share.
No content to share or anything, but thanks for having me, guys. It's always such a good conversation. And shout out to everyone in the comments who also participates. I know I'm usually in there. But, and I think Maul, I think it's going to be an all-timer. If they keep the same level that they're at now, I think it can only get better, really, like, given more story. And, like, I was just impressed. I really liked it.
All right. X-Core.
Once again, thanks again for having me on, guys. It's always such a fun time hanging out, chatting Star Wars, whether it's, in the chat or, actually coming on camera. I gotta say, like, I'm always cautiously optimistic when I approach any new Star Wars project. Like this has been my comfort franchise since I was 5 years old. Like I remember watching this on a 13-inch TV on network television. Like that's the first time I experienced Star Wars. That was my first experience with it. So like anytime something new comes out, and I've always adopted a suspension of expectations when I watch anything. And this is just like let the show be what it is. You know what I mean? And this show, these first 2 episodes they're just, we haven't seen this level of care in an animated series in Star Wars before. I mean, I like everything from not just the art, but like the writing, the setup, the way they're framing all the shots, like the way they're doing the show is just so incredible. And I don't think with the way it's going, like they can do anything that's gonna disappoint me. You know, I don't have any crazy predictions. I try not to, you know, I do form theories, but like this is just, we're just scratching the surface of what's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. But once again, thank you guys for having me on. If you guys ever want to get at me, if you guys are watching out there, you want to ask my opinions on stuff, you want to find my old content, it's all still there on TikTok. You know, like I said, I had a crazy past few years, and I'm just sort of settling in. I changed shifts again. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like my life's constantly changing, and so like content creation is always there, but it's taking a back seat. But if you guys ever want to get at me, you guys want me guest on a podcast or whatever, if I have the time, you want to ask me a question, you want to have me comment on a video, I am Xcore Gamer Skills literally everywhere. I'm the only one there. I've had this screen name since like 2000. So
absolutely, we'll slowly build up your content portfolio with just appearances on DYAD. It's all good.
Yeah, you know, you guys are always amazing, gracious hosts, and you know, you guys. Every time I come back to this community, every time I take a break from social media or take a break from YouTube, every time I come back, it's like I never left.
I second that.
Actually, we are overdue for a full-on armor discussion within Star Wars, because Star Wars does have some of the coolest armor sets. I know you're someone that's capable of forging your own stuff. I'm sure you have some hot takes that will make us cry or laugh. I'm not so much into armor. I really dive deep into blade forging and stuff, which we don't see a ton of in Star Wars. But no, they do have some really cool armor sets. But yeah, I mean, anytime you guys want to have a discussion, if you get at me a week or two ahead of time, I can usually, like I said, I've got weekends off again for the first time in years. Oh, nice. Okay.
Well, part of the reason we also have opened up live calls is because sometimes people just like either are not available or just suddenly are available. Like last week, Cub Coast was suddenly available and called in, and so everyone in this community is welcome to call in. You guys are always welcome to be on the show if you have something you want to say, even if we don't reach out. Just call in if you wanna talk about something. But we appreciate everyone. And
the first time I was ever on a podcast, I called in to when Choco was doing High Ground still, which got me to start actually doing more content. So
yes,
Choco got me in the door. But I'll let you guys go. I know Choco's feeling a little under the weather, and I just
my oxy's wearing off.
All right, Choco, take us out.
But yeah, thank you everyone for joining. This was a fantastic episode. For next week again, we'll be talking what's going on in Maul. Pep will likely be caught up on Invincible. Maybe the boys we'll just talk all nerd stuff. There's always great nerd stuff around because it's the best time to be a nerd. But yeah, that is it. On to the next one.
For light and for nub. Yub nub.
Yub nub for life.
And the force be with you.
All yub nubs. Peace, y'all.